from the Shyvana game. However, the winner of the say winner, it's not the award you necessarily want, but the person who gets the Greyscreen Award is none other than JLD in the top lane. He'd done a hell of a job. Not for the Nasus E14, I need to change that. But JLD won that award nonetheless. I think he was going against Nasus Esports, against Shogun at the time. Talking of which, the top Wrecking Ball award for the doing most damage to turrets, that is Shogun in the top lane. Congrats. Obviously, I have quite a few entries in that bracket. Going up there and a lot of damage in the end. Now, as we touched on earlier, ADCs need the support, but so do the team. They need to be responsible for getting all the vision in the screen, on the map. And the winner of the Warden Award, try saying that 5 times, in the lower bracket, is none other than the support of Divas Never Die. Blue gets the award for the Warden to go alongside the winning title here. And then we're really firing through these. And now, the one you've all been waiting for, the PvE award. The award which goes to the person who didn't really play the game necessarily and decided they'd have more fun fighting the minions than they would the enemy champions. Not necessarily, but they were the most consistent in that job. And the winner of the PvE award for the most CS in the bracket goes over to Mera from Net. I need to sort these names because joys of doing it in a rush. It was Mera from the APG team. I believe, if I'm right, it was on. Let me just double check. You can tell it's so prepared here. It was on a game of Zeri against Netflix and Chill. That's what it was. Don't worry, I think it's the only bracket where the issues are. And finally in this bracket, I've got a couple of clips to show you. Because it's the Pentakills award. The award for the players who managed to get the elusive thing. And we're going to start with the first pentakill we had in this season's Fearless.
It's me!
Congratulations there to Kevin, who achieved the first pentakill of the bracket. And it was a hell of a pentakill in the end. So congrats to you there. I'm just trying to look at where the other pentakill video did go, because I did load it, but it's not decided to come through yet. I think there's actually 3 pentakills in this bracket, if memory's... No. Yeah, there was. Was it only 2? No, there was only 2, that's right. I'm looking for I'm looking for a video that doesn't exist. I, for some reason, thought that Giraffe had managed to get a pentakill, because he normally does. However, he wasn't the second person to get a pentakill. Here is the second pentakill.
This bottom in him now. Terra. Oh, flash forward here from Mogo. Lands the stun up to 2. The Damus is still alive. Damus is kiting it out. The Elder buff. Ben's used as well. Nova is going to go down. The Seraphine ult lands on 4, but it's not going to be enough. Nova with the resets. Sorry, Damus picks up all of the kills.
It's too much.
And the
Oh,
ultimate That's going to be game. Oh, we're going to go for kill. The Elder buff just expired. The play this. Oh, for Damus.
That is insane.
So not only was it a pentakill, but it was the pentakill to get their first victory in that grand final. And that was after an hour of gameplay. I am pretty convinced decided Divas Never Die just decided that, you know what, we want to get Damas's penta, so we will just ring out this game to make sure he gets all the items and gets that. And yeah, we get a note from Slugger saying, did you see me giving that penta to Damas? It was hard work, and it was really good effort from you guys as a team in total. And I think the lower bracket, I'm sure you guys will agree, has been the most competitive this season than it ever has been. And that is all down to you guys. Coming out, performing week in, week out. And yeah, really, really good. Now let's continue straight on with the middle bracket. Just so we're not wasting too much time. Because we got through that quite nicely. In the middle bracket, so remember your key numbers from that lower bracket. Okay, in terms of kills. From 84 games played, there was 21.3 kills on average. The average game was, what, half an hour? With the quickest being a 13-minute forfeit due to a disconnect. And the longest game... the longest game was 46 minutes and 50 seconds. And the most kills was 74. Now, this is the first time we've ever had a middle bracket. And in that bracket, we saw some of the best gameplay we've seen. From teams playing their heart out and narrowly missing out, to teams coming through and managing to clutch up in the last minute. We had, again, so many good performances throughout the season. But again, there can only be winners of the award for certain people. And we're going to start that with the most kills in the middle bracket. And that goes to Kanojo for Nessie's Kittings. You might notice a trend here once we start getting going here. Kanojo had a massive 17 kills against the Meta Cultists. However, there was 3 players hot on his heel, whether it be Vrail, Happy, and Squeakle. So all of them should have, has to be honourable mentions. Draft, there's no lower bracket stuff for the moment, but there will be an announcement at the end, so do not go anywhere. You will want to hear that. The next award is the top KDA. Now, the winner of this is a man, myth, and legend of League of Friends Fearless. He has been in every single edition of it, and he's always made a name for himself. The top KDA award is Dopey Main, the one and only Dopey Chew himself. Well above 31, even an AP Rel led by Nessie could not match it. Shout out to Dopey. I'm seeing in the chat he's over in Japan. Hopefully he'll be back for season 4. But you'll have to wait and find out if he will be. But no team would be complete again without the support assisting their carries. And the winner of the top assists is Mao. Again, well and above. 33 assists this time. where the nearest one was 30. So big, big congrats. After that, come back to that one. The winner of the PvE award. Now, this was the least contested award in the whole of this award ceremony. This player was out and above the leading PvE character. And he had the top 3 of the leaderboard blocked out with the same champion. There's actually very few junglers or mid lanes in these awards, Raccoon, unfortunately. But the winner of the PvE award is Kanojo for his work on Smolder. He had, in one game, 10.1. Another game, 10.4. And in the one that won him the award, he had a whopping 11.4 CS a minute. That is basically not dropping anything. So that man literally just walked around, farmed, hit his stacks, and then said, oh, I might have to play the game now. So big shout out to Kanojo there. But again, we can't do anything in this map without vision. And we were saying how Dopey Main was a man, the myth, and the legend of the Rift. There is one person who arguably outweighs that in the League of Friends Fearless. One of the original founders of this tournament. It is the one and the only Cuddler, who got the award for the middle bracket ward warden on a game he was guesting for. This man came in and has guested in so many different teams over the last couple of seasons. I really wonder, will we see the Cuddler return in a full-time manner? I hope we do. I really, really hope we do. So yeah, big congrats to him. For the number in question, 142 ward score against Assassinino Cappuccino Esports. So I think Banana Kage might have needed to pick up a red scanner in that game. Talking of Assassinino Cappuccino Esports, the Grey Screen Award. It goes to Banana Kage. Corona in the support. Managing to pick up that award. However, again, this was a hotly contested award with 3 players hot on his tail. Pensive XD and Kanojo, of all players, were hounding Banana Kage for this award, all within one at the end. But again, there's one award we've not talked about just yet. Oh, 2 awards actually, sorry. There's Kanojo again picking up an award, this time for Tristana. And funnily enough, the top 2 in this bracket were both ADCs. Not top laners, not junglers, not mid lane, but ADCs. A Tristana and a Jinx that picked up these awards. Well, the Jinx nearly managed it. There was 300 damage in it. Nothing. But lastly, in the middle bracket, we have one last award to give out. And it is the most multi-kills in the bracket. And there's only one person who gets this uncontested. And let's watch it right now. Even with Crunkside trying his best to save the game, the winner of the Pentakill Award in the middle bracket goes to Corrosive, the captain of From Any With Love. So yeah, some great awards so far. But there's still so many more to come. I'm going to take a wee short couple of minutes pause. But in the meantime, I hope you've done your warm-ups and you've been practicing over on the off season. It's time for some karaoke. I hope you all really enjoyed singing along to that. I know I was behind the scenes. And that just leaves us one division to go in this award ceremony. And you'll remember in the poll at the start, nobody suspected that the division that had the most deaths was not lower. It was, in fact, the upper bracket. Give me 2 seconds. I've just changed it to the wrong thing there. Yes, it was, in fact, the upper bracket that had the most kills. I honestly didn't believe it. I had to double check the maths. No, they don't suck. They're just very, very bloodthirsty. Here we go. So yeah, here we have the stats right here. There was 84 games also played in that upper bracket with an average of 22.3 kills per minute. The average length of the game was with half an hour. The quickest games was a 20-minute game where Jamaican Super Server absolutely demolished the Ganks and Atra team. However, in a 50-minute banger, there was 97 kills. To put that in perspective, even in an hour-long game in the lower bracket, and that wasn't even the most kills in the game. The most kills in the lower was 87. They literally, in this upper bracket this year, decided that they were going to turn into an absolute fiesta. And here at Fearless, we are so down for it. We're hoping for the same when we get to the new season, but time will tell on that. We first have to go through the awards of this season, and the top kills in the upper bracket goes to Snow for the bag push lovers. They may not have had the results they wanted, but they are going to pick up the top kills in the bracket. Next up, to go along with that, is assists. And this player is also on the side of the bag push lovers. It is Minost, the support for the bag push lovers. Coming up next, again. 2 seconds. We have the gentleman who got the most kills on minions in this bracket. Bipolar Sunshine, the ADC for the Jamaican Super Duper server, did manage to pick it up. And yeah, you know what? It's a really, really solid award to get, especially as an ADC. But it's all ADCs picking that up, which is quite impressive. Good. Next up, the awards, and this doesn't go to the side of bag push lovers or Jamaican Super Server. It goes to the winners, Le Ratatouilles and Dr. Duck, who managed to pick up the title there. He'll be quacking all the way back to season 4 when it comes. The Wrecking Ball Award for the most damage to towers. This one caught me by surprise. It's not an ADC. It's not a support. It's not a jungle. And it's not a top lane. Congratulations to Snow, who picked up the most damage to turrets in the upper bracket. And it wasn't even on a Tristana or a champion like that. It was against the Super Duper server on the Irelia. Not normally a champion you would expect to have most damage. Spoopid came a very close second on the Yorick, a champion you'd more expect. But Snow just claimed it. Snow Wrecking Ball is tower damage. The most tower damage done. And before we get on to the 2 pentakills in this bracket, our second last award of the night, the Grayscreen Award, that goes to Scurb or Kenny for the support of Outer F4. And I'm going to show these 2 videos right after each other for the winners of the pentakills. So please enjoy. As well, and it looks like the hopes of the Pokédex.
Is this a pentakill? Is this a pentakill coming in?
We have a pentakill for the Vayne.
Vayne pentakill.
Damon says, I'm going to catch them all. And that's exactly what he does. And there we go. That is all the awards done and dusted for another year. But that's not all why you're here. I know we have all the people in the audience. Because you want to know, Tuba, what's the plans for season 4? Before we get there, though, let's just have a quick video reflecting on all what we've seen. Which I'm going to play, if I can find it again, right now. Yes, you heard it here first, folks. The official dates for Season 4 have now been announced. We will begin sign-ups in a couple of weeks' time on the 23rd of September. That's going to be really exciting. And we've got some exciting plans. Not only have we expanded our Fearless team, bringing on Mal and Pensive into the fold, we are also mixing the format up. The biggest change you'll have noticed is, regardless, we're going to have 3 brackets of 6. We're also not going to use the same style of point system using purely rank. One thing we found last season is there was a lot of people maybe not quite happy with how some players were rated. So instead of saying, right, he's silver, he's gold, he's worth this, that, it is all going to come down to your MMR. More details will come out very shortly. But we won't purely be looking at rank. We will also be factoring in previous performances in Fearless and in other tournaments. So that's going to be very, very exciting. An even bigger change is to do with the ban system. I hear you saying, Tuba, no, don't touch the bans. Especially if you're in the lower bracket. So don't worry. Lower bracket is unaffected, and so is middle. In the upper bracket, we are removing the rule which says you can only ban a champion once. If you want to ban my Seraphim, if I was an upper, you could ban it 5 games. If we get enough support in the middle bracket, we can do that. So obviously we're going to put some polls out regarding the middle bracket just to see what the consensus is there. But definitely in the upper bracket, there will be true fearless, just like you'd see in the LCK, the LEC, things like that. And yeah, so exciting news. Another exciting news is I'm going to be able to play this season. So you're going to see me run it down on the Rift, hopefully, because we are making organisers be allowed to play. However, we cannot be influential in anything to do with our divisions. So, for example, if there's a lower bracket, I can't make a call there if I'm playing in lower. Ben can't make a call middle bracket. And if Z-Man was still part of the team, he couldn't make a call in upper. But we can still help out with the lower brackets. So guys, what do you think? Are we excited? Are we looking forward to Season 4 yet? It will be here with us soon enough. In the meantime, thank you for joining me. I hope you've really enjoyed tonight's stream. I know it's a relatively short one. In the meantime, if you're interested in helping with any casting or production in the upcoming season, feel free to give me a shout. I can definitely assist and get you set up, show you the ropes, get you all the stuff you need, because we are looking to expand the production team for this season. So it's not just myself on the production desk, especially if it's a game that I'm playing. I can't really do production if I'm playing. So hopefully we can get a few people, we can share the workload, and we can continue to bring the top level content that you expect to see here on the League of Fearless Friends. But for now, I've been Chuba, and we will see you on the Rift. Bye for now.